Right, you probably saw this title and you're like, this is way too risky. I'm gonna get a heart attack. I'm gonna get a brain stroke. I'm gonna die. That's just all cope. Like, people on the internet, they like overglaze cold showers. Or like, in their own head, they think of it as like 1 minute is so much. So like to them, 5 minutes is crazy. But like literally, like nothing will ever happen to you. Like, you're gonna go into the cold shower, you're gonna feel the pain, and then you're gonna get numb to it, and then you're gonna like just stay there for 20 minutes just not feeling anything. And it's basically like a cycle. You go from pain to not pain to pain to not pain. But for health problems, you like feel nothing. The only thing is you're standing on the same position for like a long time. So if you look at your feet, like if you like put your foot up and actually look at your feet after like an hour, what's gonna happen is like your foot is just yellow because all the blood is gone, but you're not. It's not like damage. Like, people think you're gonna get a heart attack, and like nothing ever happened to me ever. I swear it's just cope because like you are scared of 5 minutes. So if you have the mindset of like 5 minutes is crazy, then like you're gonna look at this title and 2 hours is like even more crazy. But that's just like, I'm not gonna lie, like from the start, I always like did like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Like, my mentality was never like that. So I was never scared of it. And to be honest, it's like kind of mid. Like, it's not even like crazy. All right, so how this all started was in the beginning, I was going into like a self-improvement thing like a long time ago, like at the very beginning of it. And cold showers was like one of the things, and to me that was like an aura thing, like you're cool if you could do that. And in the start, I actually was like you guys, where I did like a minute and it was crazy to me. But there's like a very specific thing that happened to me, and like my ego got hurt. Basically I did like a minute, and then like for like 3 weeks I just trained every time. Like, it was really painful, but like I viewed it as pain, so it's whatever. But basically it's like a minute, and then like I slowly built up to 3 minutes after like 2 3 weeks, and I was really proud of that, right? I thought that was the most aura thing in the whole world, because like cold showers is like crazy, and I could do 3 minutes. That's like really crazy, right? So what happened is my cousin came over. I was really proud of it, and like after spending a day with him, we did like random stuff, whatever. At the end of it, I was like, okay, I'm like better than you. I want to prove myself. So what we're gonna do, we're both gonna get naked. We're gonna wear like shorts, and we're gonna go into the cold shower one at a time. And then I'm gonna show you like max cold temperature. I can stay longer than you. And I was proud of 3 minutes, by the way. That was like crazy to me, right? So I went to the cold shower. I put on like a song or something, like a timer for 3 minutes. I sat there for 3 minutes, and I was like over exaggerating to show my pain. So like I was like shivering. I was like, my jaw, I was like shaking. I was doing like all these things to like over exaggerate my pain, to show him like I'm in pain, but I could still do 3 minutes, right? And what happened is he got naked, he wore his shorts, whatever, he went into the shower, and he stood there for 15 minutes. That was like a mind blow thing to me, because he never did cold showers. I don't know if this matters or not, but he was like a big chubby guy. He did like weightlifting before me. Like, he did it for like a long time before me, and he was like pretty chubby. He was like a power lifter build. He never did cold showers in his life, according to him. And like for the first time he did it, he did 15 minutes. And like for me, I started with 1 minute, and it took so long to get to 3 minutes. I was like crazy. So when that happened, I took it really personally, and I wanted to prove myself, because I put in so much work just to like get slammed like completely. So I was like, no matter how much pain I'll feel, I will go in there for like 5 minutes more than him, no matter what. So he did 15 minutes. I was gonna do 20 minutes. And this is where the whole realization like came for me, because like I went in there, and like past 3 minutes it was like pain, whatever. But like literally, like there was like this point, there was like a sweet spot where like I got there and I just felt nothing. It was just like numb, and then like the pain came back. It was like way worse, but then I got numb again. It's like a cycle. I'll explain it later. But yeah, basically like I got to 20 minutes, and it was like so easy, and I low-key wanted to do more. But at the time, like no one in my family was used to me doing like long cold showers, so they were like all getting worried. And even my cousin who did 15 minutes, like they were all like telling me to stop. So like at 20 minutes I could do more, but I just stopped, because like at that point I got what I wanted. I told him like, if you want to go, like you can go again, like you do 25 minutes and I'm gonna try to beat him. But he just like he just didn't want to at that point. But I learned the lesson that it's just all cope. Like literally, like you go in there and then you feel the pain, and then it just goes away completely. You get numb. But yeah, from that moment, for like the next few weeks, I basically just kept doing cold showers. But like my the thing is like different from like most people. Like from that day, like my cousin basically made me like for cold showers. Like like literally without him, I would never have gone to like past like an hour probably. Like to this day, like it would be just like 30 minutes. But my mentality got broken, and like I just knew like you get numb and it just goes away, and I just kept doing like longer periods. So I was like, it was like 30 minutes, and then like 2 weeks later it was like 40 minutes. Like I kept on going like incrementally up over and over again, and eventually I got to like the big leagues, right? So for me, the first ever crazy thing was like an hour. I okay, so basically what I do for like the really long things like past 45 minutes is I'd play a song on repeat like for like an hour. Like I'd play the thing on like loop for like one song, just like one single song. And it's like I kind of remember like the nostalgia of it like from 3 years ago. Now it's like completely different songs, but there was like a song. I think it was called like Atlantis from Seafret. That was like my first ever one for like an hour. And I was actually scared. Like for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it wasn't like that crazy, but I kind of just went from like 40 minutes and I was like, okay, low key, I want to be like a I want to have like a main character type of moment. I want to do something crazy, like the most crazy thing ever. So I went from 40 minutes just to like straight an hour, and I was actually scared. So I told you before how like my mentality I was not scared of like tiny times, but now I was actually scared. I remember the feeling. And that was like the first ever time, like ever, that in cold showers I was like going into it feeling like really like I'm gonna get hurt from this. Like I was in like a defense mentality. And here I learned something really important, right? So like with the cousin thing, I was wearing shorts obviously, but like by myself, it was like the door locked, so I wasn't wearing anything in the shower. If you're a guy, you need to wear shorts, because like what happened after the hour, like I looked down, like I thought I had permanent damage or something, but like literally like my balls just went like in. Like I looked down, it was just nothing. It was just like the balls were just gone, and they came back after like 40 minutes of like just sitting like normally with like warmth, but. But also another thing is when you pee in the cold shower, it's like a sensation I've never felt in my life. So basically, like you go to pee, and it's like the sensation of like the pee leaving your bladder happens, but it's like so delayed. Like you get the feeling of the pee, and then like you sit there, nothing comes out, and it's like weird. And then like 5 seconds later, like the pee comes out, but like it burns a lot. Like it burns so much, and it's just really unpleasant. Like low key, if you want to pee, you have to like kind of like position your body away from the water for like the water hits you obviously, but like you have to position like that part of your body like away from it for like a minute, so like it's like not gonna burn as bad as like an 8 out of 10 burn. And yeah, to be honest, like I can't remember like any specific things that happened. I kind of just like listened to the song, and like peeing really hurt, and then I just sat there, and like an hour I finished it. And yeah, that was like it felt really good. That was like a milestone. I kind of just like went into bed and I just curled up for like 30 minutes. That was like my first ever time. Like it's like the first time you ever go to the gym, right? And you feel like the most like insane like soreness of your life. Like you can't move your arm. I remember every time like I had this like 2 times happen to me. Like your arm, it just like stays like this. Like you can't move it up. It's like that. My whole body was like kind of frozen, and I just had to go underneath like a blanket for like a long time. And yeah, I got better. And yeah, past this point, I didn't I didn't really need motivation for it, but it's kind of like impractical. I did this for like 2 3 days where like back to back I did like 50 minutes like back to back. But after a certain point, it's like you can't commit an hour every day just like sitting there in the shower. So I would do like more moderate, like every day I do like 20 30 minutes, and then like at the end of the week there was like this massive day. It's like game day, and that day I do the milestone. Like I tried to go for it, and around this time I was in a relationship, so I used that as motivation actually. So in the relationship with this person, you kind of like know like where they are in the school, like what classes they go to and stuff. And like before I confess, like you'd like go and like look at them and stuff like in the hallways, and like whatever is cringe. But basically I would like avoid that person up until I could hit a milestone. So from that week, from like Monday to Thursday, Friday, like I just like completely avoid them. So I literally did not look at them for a whole week. Like this was like in the beginning of the relationship where like it's like the honeymoon phase and like you really want them bad. So during like the peak pain, I would just like not like I really wanted to see them and like talk to them and stuff. Like I felt like it was like dopamine, but I just made myself not do it. And like at this point, like past an hour, it was like a mental thing. Like later it became I wanted to do higher numbers because it's a ego thing. Like I have this thing of like no one else can do this besides me. Like literally in my like, whole entire family, no one can take like a 5 minute cold shower, and I'm just this guy who like can do like crazy like 2 hours. I'm like that guy for cold showers. So now I'm like motivated for it. Before, I didn't have this motivation past an hour, so I had to motivate myself using a thing I really wanted, and I like took it away from me. Okay, yeah. So I ended up succeeding. I took a 1 hour and 30 minute cold shower. I built it up from there. And so this is like really poetic, right? Like I was like I was like crazy for this. So at the winter time, the water is obviously like the most cold it would be, like if you put it all the way in the cold. And my cousin was the one who did all of this. Without him, I would have never learned that like you can do long time cold shower with like you can push past the pain and the pain will go away. Like he was the reason for all of this. So poetically, what I did for my 2 hour run is I invited him over for like the winter time. Like my parents invited him over. He's from like Brooklyn, so he had to like stay the night and stuff. And it was like midnight or something, right? So it was like peak winter. So I was like aura farming. It was like max cold, and I put on my shorts and I was like, okay, cousin, you can like come in and out like intermittent, like whatever the word is, intermittently, and like you come in, come out, come in, come out, like just check up and stuff. And I would play like a song, and yeah, that was like I went into it not having fear. Like for the 1 hour, I had a lot of fear, and then like I had a lot more experience after that point. So for this 2 hour run, I went in like you can basically reframe anxiety and nervousness as excitement. And now for me, it's like completely just normal. I just do it every time without even thinking. But for the 2 hour run, basically I had this intensity inside of me, and I just thought like I was like, this is exciting. Like this is the guy who started it all. And like this is like literally like it's from like an anime, like the guy who started it all. And from my craziest thing ever, like he's here, like he's gonna watch, like he's gonna come in, he's not gonna sit there for 2 hours obviously. But yeah, I got really motivated and it turned into excitement, and I kind of just had fun. Like literally, like I also created a new method to not cheat, by the way. So for water, I said you get numb, right? And that's like the whole body, yeah. But if you put one part of your body for like a long time, it gets like complete. Like you can touch it, you're not gonna feel it. So that's like kind of cheating. What I made is the song is basically like 5 minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes, whatever, and it's 2 hours. So every 5 minutes, I'd like turn around. So like I'd go from here to my back to my front to my back. Also, a thing I learned is for like there's like something with your health, but like specifically your upper back is like best for your health for cold showers. So when I turn my back, I would like scoot back so like it hit my upper back specifically. It's like something with health I know I just saw from like Andrew Huberman podcast one time. And yeah, so every 5 minutes you turn back, forth, and yeah, I just kind of did it. I remember that night it was really memorable because after I did like a crazy 2 hour like risky thing, what I did is I drank like three cans of Coca-Cola, and then I played board games with them all night. My mom and my dad, okay, I think they were like testing me, right? What happened was I was in the cold shower and they kept on like asking me like knocking on the door, like they had to be that to basically like before I did it, I like kept asking them like if you need to pee, if you need to poop, like do it, like get all of that done. And then if you really need to pee, this is important to me. So like it's crazy saying this to your parents, but like it was like really important to me, like the 2 hour thing. Like if I took a break, it's gonna be gone, right? Like you're gonna get like a cheat. Like if you get a break, it's not really 2 hours. Like it has to be like in a row. So what I did is, if you needed to pee, just go into like in the room, lock the door, and just pee in a cup. And I think they were trying to test me, like to see if I was actually about that life, if I could do a 2 hour cold shower. And they kept on like knocking on my door over and over again, like we need to pee, we need to pee. And then I said, go into a room and close the door, and then go and like pee in a cup. And they kept on saying, no, no, no. And yeah, basically they understood at the end, and I could do my 2 hour cold shower. And yeah, that was like the events of that night. And just like any story, after the peak, there's always a downfall. So like an athlete, right? Like Conor McGregor, after his peak moment, he started like not training, he started drinking and partying, and like he had to fall off. Basically, after 2 hours, I was like, I kind of thought I was like the best, like top 10 in the whole entire plane. Like this is egotistical, but like I never, like if you search it up, like there's no one like who did long cold showers. There's like one person who had like a world record who was like 4 hours or whatever, but like there's not like people that's like a list who's doing more than like 30 minutes. So I thought I was like literally like top 10 in the whole entire planet. Like this was like crazy for me to do and accomplish. And I kind of lost motivation because like after this point, what is there really to do? And I got scared. Like, so basically I stopped doing cold showers for like 3, 4, 5 months, like a long time. And I had this mentality of like, wait, if I'm not doing it, will I lose it? Because like at this point, cold showers was like the thing that's like the craziest thing I could do, and I didn't really have other accomplishments like near it. So cold resistance was like my main thing. And here was one of my biggest confidence boosters of my entire life. Basically, I fully quit cold showers for like a long time. I didn't even touch it, not even 5 minutes, nothing. And spontaneously, like one day, I was like, okay, low key, I'm gonna do like a 5 minute cold shower, just like for vibes, you know, after like 5 minutes, like a long time. I'm like a retired like pro player. I can like do it again. And I did 5 minutes and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I want to see how far I can push. Just like, because I got 5 minutes and like in my mind, I was like, okay, low key, this isn't even like, I don't feel like my skill decreased at all. And I just sat there for like, I, I, I basically kept on teasing myself. I was like, okay, 10 more minutes. Okay, 10 more minutes. Okay, 10 more minutes. And I kept on going higher and higher. And I got to an hour. I was like, okay, low key, let's just go an hour and 30 minutes again. And I did it. I succeeded. I got to an hour and 30 minutes after not touching cold showers for like 5 months. That was like pops like top five most confident boosters of my entire life. Like I've never had a moment like that where like literally I just didn't touch something. I come back and I'm like pro level again. And yeah, low key, that was also like not downfall, but like that kind of like solidified that I can quit. Cause if I can come back and I can do it just at that same level, I'm like, there's no reason for me to ever do cold showers again besides like occasional 2 hour run, like if someone's watching and I want to like order farm or something. And I just didn't touch cold showers for like a year, like a really long time. And this year for the winter of 2025, I was actually gonna do like there was a build up to it, right? So I was gonna go for a 3 hour attempt. There was like a build up to it. So after like 6 months, I actually struggled for 30 minutes. So I was gonna go into the cold shower. It was like 4 a.m., right? So it was like 2 a.m. in bed. I could not sleep. I was like, wait, low key, like a lot, like 2 winters ago, I did 2 hour cold shower. That was like a big ego thing for me. Like obviously, I had other things in my life going for me, but cold is like the best thing. I like no one even comes close. Like in terms of just like the difficulty of it. So I was like, okay, low key, winter is coming back up. It might be time for me to return. So I wanted to see if I still had it, and I did 30 minutes, and I like struggled. I was like really painful. I think I put on like a random song. It was like a song in Arabic. It was like a different language, but I was like really struggling. Like it was really painful. Like I felt the pain the entire time. Like it was like the numbness almost never came, and that was like a mentality like breaker for me. But and that was pretty humiliating because I lost the thing I was good at. But I'm not gonna lie, part of me just like I just had the balls. Like I was just gonna do it no matter what. Like in my soul, I didn't feel like I had like a need to train for it because I could just like I wanted to just go from 30 minutes to like 3 hours. Just like even though I struggle, like I just had this thing like I believe deep down like I could just do it. Like some part of me had like evidence from like random things somewhere, and what happened is the winter of 2025, cousin, the same cousin like years later came over, and we did it again, but this time it's like a little bit less like cool. Like everyone kind of knows like I'm the crazy guy. I do like weird stunts all the time, like risky stuff to like aura farm. Like I'm not, people know me as that guy in the family, so it's like not cool anymore. But I did it, and it was like in a movie where like you're losing to the villain bad, and like you get like this power up and you just come and like all of a sudden you're like waiting like, and it's like music playing in the background, like there's like a theme to it. Basically, my most recent attempt was the 30 minutes where I struggled. So you would think that I would struggle again, but for the 3 hours, I just did it, and like for the first hour, it was like no pain at all. I went from 30 minutes suffering to just 1 hour of no suffering at all. I was like, I knew it. Like I knew I didn't have to train for this again. I just had this belief like I could just do it. Like for cold, there's just something about it in my heart that I can just do it. And yeah, I got to an hour and 30 minutes, and here is the buildup that came up, right? Because for this year I kind of did like other cold things like besides cold showers. Now that I retired from it, uh there was like a big snowstorm that happened in New York this year. It was like world record. or there was one in like 1950. It was like 40 feet of snow, but like that's like crazy. But the amount of snow and like the intensity of it was like the most it's ever been. And to go outside, you had to like wear like the most like three coats and stuff. I basically out there's there's like real risk that you can like lose a finger or like lose your ear and stuff from like frostbite. So I put in like 3 hours of research. Like I was on ChatGPT, Google. I spent a lot of time researching this, and basically I wore gloves and boots. But like I would like not cover up like the parts of me that are lower risk than others, and I did that, and like it was really risky. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I should have covered up more because I could have actually lost like an ear and stuff. Because like I felt my ear, right, and I couldn't feel anything, and I was actually about to go for like a 30-minute walk like around like without covering my ears, and like I touched it, I couldn't feel anything, and I was actually scared, so I like covered my ears, and like I walked home the whole way covering my ears. It was like crazy snow, like high speed, and I was like really scared. So I researched about it, like, wait, can you actually have a heart attack from this? Like, are these things actually real? And I'm not gonna lie, ChatGPT was like the most negative Nancy of all time. Cause like ChatGPT kept on saying, "You did 1 hour, but that doesn't mean you can do it again. Never do cold ever again." Like ChatGPT was just like the biggest like boohoo of all time, and I was actually about to almost not do it because like I almost lost the ear from like going out into a strong snowstorm without wearing protection on my ears. But this time around for the cold shower, because of like almost having permanent damage at like such a young age, and I was like almost traumatized from it. I went into it. I was like excited, but I was like hyper aware. Like I kept on like feeling my heart. Like, is there gonna be like a irregular rhythm or something? And I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning of the video, I said it was all cope, and that's true. Like heart attacks and brain attacks, like all of that is just cope. What happened this time? I stopped, or so I failed, right? So I went for 3 hours, and I stopped at an hour and 45 minutes. I swear to God, right now, I could have at least went for like 2 hours and 30 minutes. I stopped early because I was traumatized from like almost losing an ear, and I looked down on my feet, right? I told you before it was gonna be yellow, but basically like something new happened this time. So when you stand on the same place for a long time and then cold takes away blood, obviously it's like extra because like you're standing on the same position for 2 hours, you're not like moving at all. Like even in school, like you move from classes, like you're never sat there for more than 40 minutes. So I was standing there with like full gravity. Like standing is a lot more weight on your feet for 2 hours on the same position without moving. Like I moved back and forth every 5 minutes on the song, obviously, but combine that with the cold water, it was like it was gonna be really more vulnerable to damage. And what happened this time, for the first time in my life, I looked down at my feet, and it was like actually like horrifying. It's like a zombie. Like the flesh on the bottom of your feet, it like moved up to the side of my feet. It looked like a zombie, like I got amputated or something. Like the whole like meat on the bottom of my feet, it's like my flesh is being like pulled with like a string, and like the meat shifted like here. I looked at it, it was really freaky, and I got out of the shower. I was like showing my dad and stuff, like, is this like, am I okay, should I go to the hospital and stuff? And for like 5 minutes we were kind of like, I was like a little bit panicking, like, did I actually mess up because I almost lost my ear? Did I actually like lose something for the rest of my life? Like, is my feet gonna be like a nerve damage or something? And it ended up not being anything, but basically I was already scared, and I got out of the shower for like 5 minutes, and like I took a break, so it's like not the same anymore. So I gave up after an hour and 45 minutes. I failed on the 3 hour run. And yeah. All right, I suppose I should say some like general things about cold showers. So the feeling you feel, it's like energy is being taken from your body, which is actually how it's happening. Like the cold, like it takes the warmth out of your body, but it doesn't feel like pain. Like in the beginning, the shock is pain, but then you go through like the numb, and then when the pain comes back, it's actually more than it was before. So like the periods of numbness are about like 10-15 minutes, and when the pain comes back, it's like your body loses all the heat that it used as like a shield, and you stop shivering. And so, like when you stop shivering, that's like how you can tell like your heat is being replenished, and like it's gonna come back like in the meantime while you feel the pain again. It's like a cycle over and over again. Like the heat gets replenished and then it comes back. The sensation after like the cycles were like, now it's like you're deep into it, like past like 45 minutes, it feels like you're standing there, and like you're like a warrior on like a battleground, and like you have your sword and like you're trying to stand up, like you keep on getting hit by arrows and you're trying to stand up, it doesn't feel like pain. It literally just feels like a gentle like push on your whole body, like your skin's being like compressed a little bit and you're like fighting to stay up. It's not like actually like a strong pain. That's like the sensation of it if you're curious. And this is kind of a tip for cold showers, but like so this is at like around the 30-minute mark of like my achievements before I did an hour. I centered my whole life around cold because of the fact that like I did like a 20-minute cold shower. That was like the biggest ego thing of my life, so it became like a crazy thing for me. So I wanted to keep pushing it, and I dedicated like my whole part of my life to it. So basically, like when I would pray and stuff to God, like it was like winter time, it was really cold, it was like 20 degrees, 30 degrees. I would go outside with like a t-shirt and like shorts on, and I would like pray outside for like 30 minutes. Like I pray to God. It's like a habit I did, but I would do it in the cold. And then when I walked to school, it was like winter, it was like snowing. Not the snowstorm I talked about this year, that was like really intense. I was talking like normal snow. I would go to school and I would not wear like anything. I would wear like the summer clothes going to school and stuff. I basically dedicated like as much experience as I can get in the cold, like from like air and stuff. I just did that. It's like it wasn't entirely just cold shower training. It was like my training my whole brain. And yeah, that's about it. Everything you've been told about cold showers from like the internet, it's all cope. You can do a long period of cold showers without getting any damage. It's all cope. Literally, like you'll get numb. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.